let's flip it now to the investment side a little bit, right? So same person, they think they have substantial US savings, they have it in their bank account, so they think that they'll be fine if anything were to happen to them. Dwayne, why would I still need to invest?
Well, like Mr. Walker started off by saying, if you have millions, lots of millions of US, then it can get to a point where you can deplete. So it is good to actually have savings to begin with, but you also have to remember the factor of inflation. Simply put, inflation is the change in the price of goods and services over time. So goods and services tend to get more expensive. If you are not investing at a rate that is higher than the rate of inflation, then you are making negative returns. For somebody who is retired, who no longer gets an income, what you'll find is that pool that you have in your savings account, you now have to dip into that to cover your expenses. So when you couple your expenditure with inflation, you might deplete that way quicker than you anticipated. So it's important for you to invest because you can find instruments that will give you a rate of return higher than the rate of inflation. And it also allows for income, and you can have your principal still intact without having to draw down on it periodically.
Okay, that's certainly a bank account would not be giving you the rate of return that you need. All right, and you did mention that it would protect you from having to draw down on your principal. And another thing that a lot of people are not aware of is that you can actually borrow against your investment holdings.
Correct.
Right?
The whole principle of borrowing against your investment, your funds are still invested. It's still earning, so that will help to offset some of the interest costs from your borrowing.
Yeah. So I actually had a client who, and that's something you can access quickly because sometimes investments or if you have your money tied up in real estate, you can't liquidate it quickly. And I had a client that had a heart attack and needed to get emergency treatment, go overseas for treatment. And he was able to borrow against his funds. He was in an investment that couldn't be liquidated right away. But he was able to borrow and go overseas. And I'm happy to say that he's still here with us and still a sterling client and eternally grateful. All right, so it certainly sounds like we need to do more than save.